We got two good Tesla stock news stories today, so let's dive into the first one. There's actually a possibility that Tesla just increased prices despite cutting configurator prices because, read this, no more discounts on inventory models in my area. He lives in Colorado. So new prices went down a bit, but inventory discounts on Model 3s look to have stopped. This is $2,700 more for the exact car that I paid for last month. But that's just one account, so I need to investigate for myself. I went to Tesla's website and I entered no zip code, but I sorted everything from low to high in terms of price. And looking at this, yeah, you can see there's a little discount here, but that's a demo vehicle. This one, for example, has over 2,000 miles already, so the discount is certainly understandable. And you scroll down a little bit and the discounts suddenly disappear pretty much. And the same is with the Model Y. Only one Model Y is actually discounted. Supposedly in all of US, it may not show every single car, but this supposedly should show all of the cars. And to make sure it is showing most of the cars, I came to this website and it shows supposedly every single Model 3 that's available in the US, and you can see prices here, and you can see that the lowest one is $38,340 and the second one $38,770, which matches what Tesla displays here. Obviously it is still the beginning of the quarter and Tesla could discount all of these vehicles later. But even towards the end of the quarter, I reported on inventory discounts being slightly lower. So while I say it's still early to draw any strong conclusions, it's certainly a possibility that actually Tesla basically just increased prices. I'm not saying that is going to be a likely outcome for this quarter, but it's certainly a possibility is what I'm saying. And many Tesla stock investors will say this is good news. We also have some good news about the Cybertruck, and I'm not talking about this super impressive turning radius. That was really good. I'm not even sure if my Model 3 can turn like this. This is crazy. I shared this picture with everyone. There's a bunch of castings here and some here, but there's nothing here. Remember this door, this is going to be important. And here's that same door for point of reference, and you can see a whole lot of castings right here. And you can still see the same castings here and some castings here as well. So that's definitely a positive sign for Cybertruck. And here's a shot from a few days ago again. You can see the same door here and nothing is here. Now, you do see a few more castings here, but however many are missing from here, you got a whole lot more than that over here. I'm not entirely sure what happened to these ones that they're here before. Ideally, Tesla already used them, but I just don't know for sure. Drive Tesla Canada also says that these castings hint at an imminent production surge, and Tesla has created a new X account for the Cybertruck, so this possibly signals that we are getting close to the launch, although just this account I don't think means all that much by itself. I mean, Tesla created this Tesla Optimus account as well earlier this year, and I don't think that's a signal that they are launching the bot anytime soon. And while of course I'm happy to see this, I'm not making a big deal out of this. Someone got a picture of this Cybertruck with the tailgate down. Somehow we actually got quite a few pictures. If you're curious, just pause at any time. Here's a closer look at it from the side. And over here, there's something. Tesla has signed a leasing contract with the Shanghai Free Trade Zone group to open a massive 861,000 square foot sales and service center in Shanghai, its biggest one in China. However, I see everyone saying that this is roughly 8,000 square meters or 861,000 square feet. I grew up in Europe where we use square meters, and I live in Canada where we use both. And 8,000 square meters, if you convert that into square feet, you will get 86,000, not 860,000. So there's a big mistake here. I haven't found the original source to confirm which number is true. Is it 86,000 square feet or 860,000 square feet? But Drive Tesla Canada writes here that it is 86,000 square feet, but I have not really seen their source here either. If it's the smaller size, it would be equal to one soccer field. If it's that bigger size, it would be equal to 10 soccer fields. Regardless of the size, Tesla is expecting more sales in China. Tesla plans to launch its own cell recycling pilot plant to achieve metal recovery on its own. It will be located at Giga, Nevada, according to recent job postings. This is the first mention of such a plant, and Tesla batteries are 100% recyclable according to Tesla's 2022 impact report. This could be a pretty important step for Tesla, which could further reduce the costs of manufacturing. We finally found out where that 9,000-ton gigapress was shipped to. It went to Huawei, actually, and the latest two went to Volvo/Geely, so Polestar will benefit from this. Here's an update on the auction that I mentioned before, where someone actually ended up buying a Cybertruck. It was sold for $400,000. Now, I think if the auction was actually also held online, it would have probably sold for more money than that. Tesla just won this award. Take a look.
The competition for the coolest thing made in California crowned its winner today.
2023's coolest thing made in California, Model Y Tesla. Congratulations.
Here we go again. SpaceX is facing a lawsuit filed by a SpaceX engineer who alleges that she was paid significantly less than her male colleagues for performing a similar job. The lawsuit, filed as a class action suit, claims that SpaceX paid Foltz a starting salary of $92,000, while male colleagues with comparable experience received a base salary of $115,000. Over time, more details will emerge, but I think Elon treats everyone fairly, and he pays based on merit. And my guess would be, let's say he wants someone to come in on a weekend to work on something, and then if a response is, you know what, I can't come in because I have family obligations, well, you're gonna get paid less for doing basically the same job, because someone else can still come in on a weekend, let's say, to work on that very same thing. And we know Elon likes to go hardcore. And maybe Elon is not directly involved in this specific case, but when you set this kind of example, it does sort of trickle down and sets an example. If you do the same work, but you put less effort into it and you spend less time doing it, you should make less money. Now, of course, if absolutely everything is the same, they should be paid the same amount of money. Same effort, same dedication, same time spent working, same kind of loyalty, same kind of expectation for staying with the company for a long time. I mean, for example, if I have someone to choose from who is going to stay with me for a long time versus someone who is going to leave the next day, then, I mean, what are you gonna do? So everything has to be exactly the same for people to be paid exactly the same, and usually not everything is the same. Even then, on the surface, it somewhat appears to be perhaps the same. I wonder also if this lawsuit actually would have happened if Elon wasn't getting himself involved in politics. We know that before, Lordstown Motors filed for bankruptcy, but now, in yet another twist of fate, Lordstown Motors founder and former CEO Steve Burns has acquired the struggling company's assets for $10 million, some of the assets. Burns made more than $60 million from selling off his shares, including a large sell-off just before the aforementioned bankruptcy filing. This is a list of top-selling electric vehicles in the world. Omar says no legacy automakers are in the top 10. However, when you look at this closer, you will see that some of them include plug-in hybrids. So the ones that are in green are actually battery electric vehicles. So you would have to take out this number 4 and number 2 really, and even number 9. So then you would have the Volkswagen ID4 in the top 10 actually, if we only count pure battery electric vehicles. But yeah, you don't see companies like Toyota or Honda here. So yeah, they are way behind. This is Elon himself posting this. Dude, what if, wait, hold up a second. What if the cars drove us? We are still waiting for full self-driving. One day it will come. Anyway, Elon basically says you shouldn't get stoned. And that following that episode, he says, I had to get randomly drug tested several times a year for almost 3 years for SpaceX to maintain NASA and Defense Department contracts. Maybe not the best decision in retrospect, but Elon says the meme value was worth it. Anyway, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't even drink, which helps me stay more productive. I like my mind being very clear and sharp. And if I feel stressed and I need to relax, the way I relax is instead of just doing nothing, I work on the problem, I solve the problem, and then I feel relieved and relaxed. That's how I relax. If I'm stressed and there's something going on and I try to relax, let's say by watching a movie or something like that, I end up being more stressed because I know the problem is just getting worse. I also like making progress. So if I'm not working, I feel like I'm getting behind. I could be working, I could be productive, and I'm not doing anything productive. Maybe sometime later in life, maybe I will slow down a little bit, but not anytime soon. Unless my health does not let me work anymore, then maybe I would slow down. I would have to slow down then, but as long as my health continues to be good, I will be working a lot. I don't necessarily recommend that to everyone, by the way, definitely not. Troy just shared a chart that shows Tesla's cost of goods sold per Model 3 and why the increase in Q2 2022 was due to Texas and Berlin starting customer deliveries. Troy says, I expect a similar but half as strong effect when Tesla begins delivering Cybertruck to regular customers, probably in Q1, he says, of next year. There is though one caveat, and that is the IRA battery production / assembly credits have helped in this effort a lot as these flow through Tesla's cost of production. It also helps that lithium prices are going down, and it is now actually lower than this lowest point right here. We are just slightly below that previous low point. And I'd like to thank all my Patreon supporters. There's also a new video posted on Patreon called This is Disturbing. It's a slightly different type of video, so I'll see you there if you are on Patreon. By joining my Patreon, you will get access to how much I think it is fair to pay per Tesla share each year between 2023 and 2033. If you sign up for the investor tier of support, you will also get my valuation model of Tesla stock with a 45-minute video walkthrough. And YouTube says you should watch this video next, but if you haven't finished watching that discussion about the future with Elon Musk, watch this one first. My name is Matt Postius. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.